to coach them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, a majority of my clientele is Asian American because I can relate and they can relate to me on a very, very personal level.
Mm.
So it's easier for us to connect when it comes to those things.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think some of the biggest stereotypes, I guess, or difficulties Asian men kind of have when it comes to dating?
So here's the crazy thing, and I didn't realize this until later on in my dating life, is that it's only extremely, extremely difficult for Asian American males in America.
Is that right?
Everywhere else, everywhere else in the world, it's to me. Oh, like okay. So let me share my personal experience.
Mm.
And this again, a disclaimer: this is personal experience. I'm not speaking on behalf of everybody. It's just a generalization based on my personal experience. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, and not just my personal experience, but personal experience of other coaches have shared their experiences with me.
Mm.
So, America is racist. Okay, Europe is classist. I'm gonna get into what that means. So, in America, women, non-Asian women, will actually even some Asian women, unfortunately, or some women will judge a man based on their race before they even judge their personality. In Europe, it's the complete opposite. They'll judge you on your personality before they judge you on your race, right? So in America, if I approach a woman, my my chances of a success become dramatically lower, just just because of me being Asian, right? If I go to Europe, it's the flip side. In Europe, it's for me, it's heaven on earth. Oh my God, it's just. I, anyways, when I go to Europe, as soon as I open my mouth, within 30 seconds, I already know this girl loves me.
Right.
Like this girl likes me. Like within 30 seconds, it just blew my mind. In America, I feel like I'm fucking climbing Mount Everest, especially if it's a really attractive non-Asian female, right? But the Asian female, um, my chances are a lot higher because we can relate based on our personal upbringings, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot for us to connect on. Uh, but for non-Asians, I mean, non-Asian females, the stereotypes immediately just actually it's not even negative stereotypes, okay? Because there's the whole so the biggest one is Asian guys they have a small penis, right?
Mm.
The funniest thing is it's only the guys that say that. It's never the women. The women never say that. It's always the guys,
Right.
right? But because the guys always say that, it's become a social norm for the women to accept that as well, right? So, um, but majority of the time, it's not that the negative stereotypes exist in the women's perspective. Is that when they look at an Asian guy, it's just a huge question mark. They, I would give if if uh if a non-Asian woman was I don't know if I was to randomly interview one in the middle of the street and I ask her, hey, give me a minimum of four traits, four traits, a minimum of four traits that romanticize and sexualize Asian men. If they could even make it past three, I'd be fucking shocked. I'm talking about because I'm talking about sexualized and romanticized traits. I'm
I
not
get
talking
you.
about right
You're not talking about like
because
disciplined,
yes,
studious.
good at math or whatever, like hardworking. I'm not talking about those. All right, but
Doctor.
right, those are positive stereotypes, but they're not always sexualized or romanticized.
Sure. But then
So
you say something about somebody from Spain, they're gonna
yeah,
say,
yeah. Oh my God, the accent is sexy. They just know how to talk to women and seduce them. They give great dates, etc., etc. You know, yeah. So it's not that there's a negative stereotype against Asian men in America. It's just a lack of sexualized and romanticized stereotypes.
That's very interesting. So there's a
Sorry, my computer.
so what you're saying is like, wow, just the lack of a stereotype is almost, well, it's not as bad as a bad stereotype, obviously. Or
Right.
do you think so? Do you think it's like, do you
It's a
think even
combination of both. It's a combination because first, based on experience, it's a question mark. Like, well, I don't even know if there are any positive romanticized or sexualized stereotypes of Asian men. And then
Right.
they're gonna slowly churn through their head. Oh wait, but there are negative stereotypes of Asian men. Right?
Wow, that's so interesting, man. I've never really thought about it like
And
that.
that's only in America. That's only in America.
And so
Okay?
then you go to
Only in-
Europe, and
Oh
what's the
my,
difference?
oh my God! It's just the complete flip side. You know, it's just the complete flip side because
Right. They love
Europe.
math over there.
I mean, I guess you know. Well, it's not that they love math or whatever.
No,
It's that. So what I mean by classist, for example, the first time I went clubbing in London, central London, UK,
Mm.
I noticed the women, they're classist because they, as soon as I approach, or as soon as any guy approaches and opens their mouth, the women are judging, can you hang with me? Can you keep up with me on my social level? Right?
And what is
Are
that
you-
social level? Are we talking money? Are we talking education?
No, so everything. So can you keep up a good conversation? Right? Can you make me laugh? Can you keep me engaged? If we were to go to, let's say, a high class environment, would you be able to hang socially in that environment?
Mhm.
Right? I mean, the British people, they're just classy in general, right? So I don't blame
Man,
them.
you go up
I
north.
love that. I love
fuck.
that about them. I love that about them.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean by classist. They judge you on things outside of your race, right? Can you hang with them on a social level?
Mm.
So even if they're quote unquote low class, they still want to see if you could keep up with them on their level, right? They still judge you on that. So for me, it was like heaven on earth because socially I can adapt to any environment when it comes to women. So it was just it opened up a whole new world for me because I lived in my small bubble of America and I thought this is how it's like for me for the rest of my life. It's always going to be an uphill battle. Even if I mastered this skill set. But then once I go out of America, everything changed. Even Canada is just completely different. It's so much better in Canada. And Canada's not too far from the US. But again, it's just the dating scene is so much better out there.
Yeah. Okay, I got some. I want to hear some like cool stories that you have, but
Okay.
from your perspective as a dating coach, what are the keys to a successful relationship?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man.
Okay, number one, or two things. Number one is honesty. Okay. Even if you know she's not gonna like the answer or what you have to say, honesty is a huge thing because once you get everything out there and everything's on the table, there's no hidden surprises
Sure.
that can fester and grow over time, and later down the road it blows up in your face, right? So, but I'm not gonna lie, I still don't know how to answer the question, hey, do I look fat? Okay, that I still
Yeah.
I'll test
Yeah.
that. I'll test that.
That's a weird one, right? Like,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that recently. I wonder if like absolute honesty is always good, or if it's like measured.
You got to finesse it, you know, be
Sure.
honest, but at the same time,
wrapping it up in a nice package.
there you go. I mean,
Sure.
again, it depends on the individual. Some girls are like, I don't give a fuck. You need to tell me right here, right now. You need to
Fair.
be honest with me. Just again, it's case by case, right?
In context as well, surely.
Yeah. So
Thank you for watching that clip. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button on the left. And if you want to watch the full episode, hit the square on the bottom. to watch another small clip, go ahead and hit that square on top. And if you just want to listen to the full episode but don't have time to watch it, you can find this podcast wherever podcasts are listened to. Thanks. Bye.